Reptilian Elite are just like sprinkling hate all over. They're like seasoning the world with hate like it's lorries. I'm like, yeah, look at a little hate. This Middle East right here. Oh, look at America. Let me flip it real quick. Put look, hate.
Ooh, crispy golden brown hate.
Cut it out.
There's no way that we're not being controlled by the moon, and it just so happens that it's the reptiles doing it. We've never seen the dark side of the moon. For all we know, it's a hatch, and they go like this, and then they walk down the stairs, and they climb in and get to the controls.
It's actually all glass.
What?
What?
Just say it. You're a reptile.
Allegedly.
According to David Icke, who we'll get more into in a minute, and honestly, like 4 to 7% of the population in the world believes this also. I looked it up. 4 to 7% of the people believe that the moon matrix is real. The Reptilian Elite, they are on the moon. The moon is hollow. They use it as a broadcasting station to send signals down to Earth that suppress us emotionally, physically, intentionally, or intellectually and emotionally, and then they feed off of that negative energy. The reptiles like actually slurp up our negative energy using the moon as that. And then if you think about the moon, the sun is always behind the moon, so now the moon is a hot rock for the reptiles. All of it makes sense to me, and we don't even know what's happening. Like, look at the tides, man. You're gonna tell me the moon controls the tides, and we're, what, 80% water? There's no way that the moon isn't also controlling us when we're mostly water. Like, women's periods are affected by the moon. The tides are affected by the moon. I get sleepy if it gets dark too early, and then I gotta look at a light because I get sad, and that light's supposed to be like sunshine, but it's not. And then I start curling up and eat a dozen Krispy Kremes. So, like, there's no way that we're not being controlled by the moon, and it just so happens that it's the reptiles doing it. Also, you got the sun that's behind the moon. That creates the moon into a hot rock. Lizards love hot rocks. I don't think this is far-fetched. What do you think?
Yeah, give me your hand.
What's up?
I really want you to look into that therapy, okay? No. If you're looking at a life for happiness,
I am.
I need you to look inward, okay? We're gonna get you that therapy that you need.
I appreciate it because the light is not doing anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was.
I look at a light.
Yeah.
So that is the moon matrix theory, and I believe it because it's a lot more fun to believe that.
The Reptilian Elite are just like sprinkling hate all over. They're like seasoning the world with hate like it's lorries. I'm like, yeah, look at a little hate. This Middle East right here. Oh, look at America. Let me flip it real quick. Put look, hate.
100%. Ooh, crispy golden brown hate.
Like, whenever they season it, they got the hot and ready sign on at the moon.
Oh, the red light?
The red light.
Yeah. 100%. Just keeping us warm and hateful.
Yeah, so the other reptiles can tip, oh, well, we got to get to the moon, man. They got the hot and ready hate up there.
Uh-huh. What kind of hate's the most delicious? You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Because there's so many types. I think jealousy. I think jealousy tastes so good.
Yeah.
Revenge is so nice.
Racism is like the fried chicken of hate. Because it's available everywhere, right? You can go anywhere and get the racism. You can get the fried chicken of it. But love hate, or somebody got broken up with or cheated on with that is...
Yeah.
That's escargot.
Yeah, it is.
That's escargot.
Yeah. Oh, a prefix menu of heartbreak.
Oh, like a Romeo and Juliet hate?
Yeah.
Oh, both of them killers? Oh, I want to bathe myself in it. Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
I can see that. I can see that going on.
So they're doing all that from the moon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's a hell of an outpost. I think it's crazy. Okay, the hollow moon. What have we got? Like 20 to 40,000 inhabitants at any given time? With super advanced technology that you guys can only dream about? No, come on, cut it out.
We've never seen the dark side of the moon. For all we know, it's a hatch, and they go like this, and then they walk down the stairs, and they climb in and get to the controls.
It's actually all glass.
What?
Yeah, dark side of the moon.
It's glass?
So who came up with...
Okay, my guy. Just say it. You're a reptile.
This glass is steel. It's very London-ish. I don't know if you've been to London, but there's a lot of glass, a lot of steel. It's kind of,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Allegedly.
Like, I love the idea of the Reptilian Elite. I like to believe that the reptiles are controlling us, but every failed footballer, every failed author has, like, Hitler, like, all of them, dude. They're all like, oh, actually, it's this other thing that's keeping me down. It's not my lack of skill.
Yeah.
Come on.
It really is. And I think people, we buy into the conspiracy theories because we always like to think that there's something bigger going on. And so he plays on that, which is a genius, right? That part of it. But I think that's what it is. Like, nobody wants to take, ownership of their own or like shortcomings or something like that.
No, and I've done so much LSD, and I cannot explain some of the things that have happened in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is other realities, there are other strings, there are other dimensions. There is no doubt about that. So, like, how come everyone who does ayahuasca always sees little green men? How do you explain that? How do you explain the fact that everyone is connected and you see these deities in front of you, not knowing what they look like, and then everyone describes them and they all look the same? The connections are out there.
Yeah.
But when you're a failed football player who's self-publishing books and being like, come on now. Okay, let's start with the origins of all of this. Mm-hmm. So 1945, a farmer in Egypt uncovered a collection of 13 leather-bound papyrus books, later named the Nag Hammadi Codices. And these texts, this is where it gets so crazy. These texts have a description of a mysterious race called the Archons, and those Archons are reptilian machine-like beings. And this is not the only description throughout history. You've got Egyptians talking about lizard people. You've got these people. You've got so many different types of cultures, religions, races, all talking about the same thing, which is reptilians who are visiting Earth. And so it's not like they had chat roulette so that they could all talk to each other. You know what I mean? So how did they all know? It's like ayahuasca again. How did all of them have the same stories, the same visions, the same truths that they had to talk about and record? There's no way. It has to be true if that's the facts.
It is very interesting of how much of history that's documented is repeated when you find something that's 10,000 years old, and you find something that's 3,000 years old, and so on and so forth. You're like, man, they use a lot of the same symbols. Like, what the is this alligator man doing here?
Right. There's not alligators all over the earth, not even Pangea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just I love the idea, Velcro. I was thinking about Velcro the other day.
Great invention.
Great invention.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. But how did everyone hear about it? How did it become a trend?
They did a universal rip. It was 10 years of making it. They did a countdown, and then just the whole world go.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about all of these things. You can say, no, there's no way there's Reptilian Elite. But explain to me how all of these different cultures with grand distances between them are talking about the same things. Explain it.
It's the same way, stories got spread and dirty jokes and shit. You get these pirates go to one place and they hear some shit and they take it there. Now everybody at the bar is listening to you, so you tell this story, you embellish a little bit. I don't know. I love conspiracy theories, but I need more. I need more reptilian people.
Yeah. All right. There's a couple other ancient civilizations that love us. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica. We love you. We see you. Also, I want to say the Naga in Hinduism. You nailed it. You got it right. Great job. And last but certainly not least, the Apep in Egypt. You've been messing with us for a long time, and that kind of love means a lot. And I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my cold, dead heart. Thank you.
Big shouts out right there.
Shouts
Appreciate
out.
the love. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't have done it without you.
Reptilian.
I think it's the New World Order. Watch any of our episodes, and it will connect back to the New World Order. The 13 families, the pyramid, the power of the triangle. And that's really what it is. So whether we're talking about the Reptilian Elite, or we're talking about how the Reptilian Elite also may be among us as humans, shape-shifting into human form, it's all about control. It's all about the New World Order, and it's all about how we can keep most of the world's population suppressed and kind of basically just under the thumb of these high-powered few.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I do believe that, which is why, to me, the reptile idea is not that far-fetched.
So it's not far-fetched to think that there might be a whole race, a whole civilization of reptilian people, some elites, some full-blood, some hybrids that don't even know that they're these people. You're basically saying they're sleeper cell reptilian people.
Yes, sir.
Where if there's enough flies in their area, they would transform into this reptile, and they have powers and abilities that they're not even aware of.
I think so. Imagine imagine like all of our presidents, if you think about someone from Barack Obama to Queen Elizabeth, they have all been deemed reptilian. And I think that if you are in a position like that with that kind of immense pressure where you literally have to choose if people are going to be unalived or not, like that takes a reptilian kind of like, and you want that power? Dude, it's not too crazy to be like, you just hit that switch, your eyes go slit and you go, let's do it.
I don't think Barack Obama is one because I don't think reptiles would smoke. I feel like they wouldn't be able to handle like the harsh nicotine of a Newport short. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. Obama smoked Newport shorts in the box.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
You ain't going to tell me he's smoking Camels. He might do Marlboros. He might do like the silver
No, I
pack.
see him going like this with it. You know what I mean? Like where you smoke like this, you're like, hold up.
No. I've seen him take it away like this. When you take it away like that. When he do that, that's how you know. When he pull it away with the hand cock like that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
That's a
test.
Newport. You know what you're talking about in the Basque region? Yeah. There's all those people who are connected unexplainably by their blood. Right. So another thing, bloodlines of the reptilian elite, this 1%, are political leaders. Barack Obama, 10th cousin once removed, but still 10th cousin once removed from George W. Bush.
That.
Nope.
I don't believe it. Nah, I need to see the 23andMe. I've seen Bush's swag. I've seen Obama's swag. I'm calling.
Hey, if you think about it, like we got rid of the regressive genes until we got to Barack Obama. You know what I mean? Like Bush, shout out to the CIA. We love you, CIA. Please don't come for us. But like, you know, maybe all of a sudden, like Barack's like bloodline was like, we got to get rid of some of that silliness. You know what I mean? And then also Vlad the Impaler connected through blood to Princess Diana.
What?
Yeah, man. So like, how do you explain somebody like Vlad the Impaler?
Which was crazy because he was crazy.
He was crazy.
He was an impaler. He impaled people.
Yeah, he was known for it.
Yeah, that's what he was like. That's your nickname. Oh shit, Vlad the Impaler. Come, hey man, just go by Vlad, man.
Right.
I just go by Vlad now.
Yeah. No, you did it more than once.
You got me too. Say, who wants to be impaled?
Cut to Princess Diana. Same bloodline.
That's
Same
wild.
bloodline. Unexplainable, but that's a fact.
Allegedly.
So, you know, again, the truth is out there, and the truth might be they're reptilians.
Be honest with you. The more we dive into this, the more I dislike it.
If we break down the story of Adam and Eve, what if, I'm going to flip it on its head, what if the snake was actually not a bad guy? It was like, eat the apple and we will give you technology. We will give you growth. We will give you like freedom, knowledge. Yeah. And what if God's bad and the snake is actually good?
Well, God, I feel like God just didn't feel like making like technology and giving it to them yet. He wanted them to like learn about themselves and stuff. And then God came back. He was like, and they were like, what? He was like, what y'all doing? He was like, oh, we naked. He was like, how the do you know that you naked? Where the did you get knowledge from? Like, oh, the snake came through with some apple pies and I told y'all to stay dumb. Why would y'all do that?
It's cruel to say, but like the theory is that they kind of gain their strength and like they feed off of negative energy. They feed off of that suppression.
Damn.
And so when you think about like those people at the top and how there's no middle class and like everybody is like working for Amazon all of a sudden and shipping boxes back and forth between ourselves and everyone's giving each other $20 being like, thanks for the Uber and like, oh, let me pay you back for, and like, it's all, we're just moving $20 around between us, and they are actively like gobbling that up as like a power source, and we are their batteries. Watch the Matrix episode.
See, my head went to a completely different direction, especially when I read the part about they feed off of our negative energy. It's like that makes sense that they're politicians, because not only can they afflict the negative energy upon the people that they're, you know, not ruling, but like casting votes from and things of that nature, or you're a governor, or you're the president, you're the mayor, or whatever, you can inflict laws to cause negative responses and energy, gain negative energy from that. But also, as the president, you can go to war with another country. And now both of these countries are in turmoil. The people are sad. They don't know what's going to happen. And if they're feeding off of that negative, they eating good.
They eating good. And beautiful segue, my guy, because the Rothschilds, David Icke writes all about them. The Rothschilds, if you don't know who they are, David writes all about them. The Rothschilds, they are the first people to kind of create the banking system as we know it today, pre-Bitcoin and pre-cryptocurrency, but like the banking system we know today. Here's the thing about that. They are German Jews, all right? We all know David Icke is not a fan of the Jewish people.
Racism.
Yeah, like that dog whistle so loud I can hear it. And so like there is a metaphor for the reptilian elite that has a like correlation between a certain type of folks. And my point in saying all of that is the Rothschilds, are they good people or not? I don't know. Is there this like thing going through it that people are like, the Jews control all of the banks? Well, honestly, that was true when it came to the Rothschilds. And then as soon as they started being able to have as soon as the main daddy Rothschild had all of his sons taking over banks in different places in Europe, especially during the French Revolution, like they were able to leverage war, get banks to transfer money and change currency. So if it was a Luxembourg currency, they could change it to a French currency, and then they get a little piece of that pie in the transaction.
They was getting money hand over fist.
Hand over fist.
Because they were funding both sides of the war,
100%,
too.
100%.
So no matter what side won, they were getting their money back, too. And listen.
It's wild. And then they did it over in America, and now that's how all of this works. That's why we're in constant war, is because money, money, money. Money's green, reptiles, whoa. But like the point is that like all of this is not crazy when you think about what it's a metaphor for. You know what I mean? And the Rothschilds, who still run the banks today, most likely, somehow, some way, just because of the deep pockets and connections they have. I'll tell you what, dude, BlackRock is the new Rockefeller. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, what's that?
Or the Rothschild. BlackRock?
No, I don't know what that is.
BlackRock, to me, controls the world through banking. Like, they only own 7 to 9% of every company, but 7 to 9% of Apple stock is enough to sway Apple stock, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, they're on the board of every enormous company, the Netflixes, the Apples, the Amazons, the Teslas. They're on the board of all of it, and they only control a little piece, but they control enough to tilt the scales however they want. And they're also buying up all of the land. So everyone who's trying to buy a home here in America but can't afford it.
They're the ones I think I did hear something about that, but I just heard about them from the real estate aspect.
That's only a small portion of what they do. They're like really tucked into the game with war. They work with Lockheed Martin a lot, and Vanguard, who is another huge corporation similar to BlackRock. Anyway, all of it. There's 3 of them: Vanguard, BlackRock, and I'm blanking on the other one. But they control the world basically.
This is exactly why the phrase "ignorance is bliss" was made. Because the more you learn, the more you uncover, the more you discover about companies like that.
Yeah.
And Rothschilds and reptilian people, like whether it's conspiracy or not, just the more knowledge you have, the scarier the world gets. Also hit that subscribe button and that share button. Do us a favor.
Please, we're trying to get in that algorithm, puff some stuff, click right here, go in, down that rabbit hole. What are you doing?
That's my happy dance.
Oh, nice.